few years ago, I was burnt out, stressed, and drowning in clutter. I worked hard to get my belongings and stress levels under control, and I'm in a much better place than I was. I got rid of clothes, household items, hobby stuff, beauty products, everything. But there's one category I refuse to touch. Until now. No matter how much I've gotten rid of, no matter how much I've simplified my home, my bookshelves are still bursting at the seams, literally, with books I don't even know if I'll enjoy or if they'll even fit my current tastes. So, it's time to simplify the stacks. Hello and welcome to the start of a new series on my channel. Now, if you've been here before, I know I do this a lot. I say I'm going to start things and then I don't follow through with them, but I am super excited about this. This has been a long time coming. It is a video concept that I have had several iterations of in the past, and if you couldn't tell from that little intro, it is an unhaul project. Now, I have said before that my shelves do not reflect me as a reader. Like, they do not reflect my tastes. I have a very hard time getting rid of books until I have tried reading them, and I have a very hard time picking up books that I don't know anything about and I don't know if I'll like. So, I've only done, I think, one major unhaul ever in the history of this channel. I think I've been on BookTube for over 5 years now, and yes, I think one unhaul. So, this has been a long time coming, like I said, and you will see that it is kind of a play on a couple other people's unhaul situations. I've tried a few different ways of doing unhauls and trying to get my shelves under control. My shelves are a mess. I have shelves everywhere, first of all, and the books are just all mixed up and crazy and I can never find anything. And like I said, they don't reflect my taste as a reader, I'm pretty sure. I used to gather books from anywhere and everywhere. I've gotten books from people that they loved that aren't even to my tastes. Just, it's a mess. So this is my attempt, my last attempt at trying to get my shelves under control. My husband and I, at this point, it was like a year ago now, maybe more, put shelves in our office to turn it into like an office/library. And I have yet to fill those shelves with my books. I just keep kind of throwing random books on there, but they're not organized. And I want to get my library under control. But as I do that, I want to make sure that the books that are going on my library shelves are books that I either know that I've read and loved, or I know have a good chance of being read and loved. So what I'm going to be doing, without further ado, I've already been talking a little too much. I have a jar with colored papers in it, and each color corresponds to a genre. This is every single unread book on my shelves, all of the shelves in my house. From everywhere. We have shelves in the basement, in the living room, in the hall, in the office. They're everywhere. And this is every single unread book on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for this video, and we'll see how it goes, and I will structure the next videos around that. For this video, I'm going to try to read 3 books. So I'm going to pick one at a time, but this video will end when I have read 3 of them or DNF'd and gotten rid of. Unhaul. That's the unhaul part of this project. So I am so ready to start this. I don't think I need to do any more talking. A lot of people have done a similar type of thing. We have Books with Emily Fox has done this. I think she might have been like the colored paper kind of creator. Becca over at Becca Books and Bujo does a Read It or Not challenge. That's kind of the same thing. You have Becca in the Books does her Shelve It or Scrap It, which is kind of the same thing. So everybody does kind of a similar, like a lot of people do a similar thing. So I don't think I need to like over explain it. So let's just do it. I'm so excited. Let's just go for our first pick. I have my list of like my little cheat sheet of what the colors are because I do not remember, but let's just do it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I could pick out the worst book ever, but I'm still so excited. Okay, so I am not looking. Let's pick from the middle. Let's go for this one. What is it? Light blue. I already know what this is. Light blue is fantasy, so you can see it before I do. That's upside down. Okay, and it is the Sugar Queen. Okay, we're off to a good start. So full disclosure, I actually started this jar a while ago because I had this idea, or like I had this plan to do this a while ago. I have since read The Sugar Queen. I really enjoyed it, but we need to pick another one because I've already read that. So let's just dig down into the middle again and take this one. Okay, light pink is fantasy romance. I know that one as well. So you can see before I do. Kushil's Dart. Okay, well, the convenient part about that is it's on this bookshelf right in front of me, so I don't even have to get up. The inconvenient part about that is I just did my TBR for July, and there are quite a few thick books on there. So I'm not really looking forward to adding another 912 page book to that list. But here we are. This is Kushil's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. So I can tell you about this book because I have actually in the past read half of it. I read halfway through this book, but this book came to me. And in this, I think it would be fun if I told you where the books were sourced from, if I remember. This book was actually a gift from my ex-sister-in-law. She is a very avid reader, and she loved this series, so she gifted this to me for, I believe, Christmas one year. And again, I read half of it, and then I just never finished it. It's not because I wasn't liking it, but it is, at the time, I was not... I don't want to say I was not old enough for it because I was in my 20s, but this series, it's a fantasy romance series, but it's almost like it uses like sex magic or something. Like, and I know that sounds weird and it sounds like kind of, I don't know, and I think that might be why I didn't finish it, but the concept is really interesting, and like the actual plot, like the story was very interesting. I think I just couldn't at the time get past the sex magic, if that makes sense. So our main character is Phaedra? Is her name Phaedra? Phaedra. Our main character Phaedra was sold into indentured servitude as a child, and the person that bought her was the one that noticed that she had this little red mark in her eye, which means that she was pricked by Kushil's dart, which means that she is chosen to forever experience pain and pleasure as one. So it says, Phaedra is trained equally in the courtly arts and talents of the bedchamber, but above all, the ability to observe, remember, and analyze. Almost as talented a spy as she is a courtesan, Phaedra stumbles upon a plot that threatens the very foundation of her homeland. Treachery sets her on her path, love and honor goad her further. And in the doing, it will take her to the edge of despair and beyond. Hateful friend, loving enemy, beloved assassin, they can all wear the same glittering mask in this world, and Phaedra will get one chance to save all that she holds dear. I don't really know why I put this down. Like I said, I got halfway through, so I read a really decent chunk of this, and then it just kind of became a soft DNF. I'm sure, knowing myself as a reader in my early 20s, I was probably reading like 7 other things at the same time, and this is the one that fell by the wayside. But in order to get halfway through it, I must have been enjoying it. So I'm excited to get back into this. I know it sounds a little weird with like, I'm pretty sure there's like sex magic in this, but yeah, I'm excited. I will read this and I will get back to you. I'm obviously going to start from the beginning because it's literally been 20 years or something since I started it, probably. I say 20 years, but I said I was in my 20s. It's probably been like 15 years since I picked this up, so I will be starting from the beginning. But when I finish this, maybe I'll do a halfway check-in. I don't know, we'll see. Again, new type of video, not sure how I'm gonna structure it yet, but I will let you know when I've read this, or some of it at least. Okay, so I am freshly showered, checking in with you very quickly because I am DNFing this book. I made it 5% through the audiobook, which is I think only like 50 pages, and there's already been a little too much for me. So I kind of told you what this book was about, but there was already a scene of like Phaedra as a young girl being whipped, and I'm just not at a place in my life where I want to read about that, so I'm not going to. So I am going to be getting rid of Kushil's Dart, and also, oh, Cooper just started barking. Kushal's Chosen and also Kushal's Avatar. So this is very successful. It's only been a day and I've already gotten rid of 3 books. And that means that we are going to pick another piece of paper and see what I'm going to be trying next, because that was just not not it for me. I was listening to the audiobook on my way home from work and I was stuck in traffic. And instead of enjoying the book, all I was thinking was like, wow, I wish I didn't have to listen to this for so long, because I just did not want to listen to it anymore. So the audiobook will be going back to the library, and let's pick another book. All right, so I am just going to go to the bottom. Let's try this one. Oh, light yellow. Okay, what is light yellow? Light yellow is sci-fi. Okay, I can maybe do sci-fi. Let's see. You can see first, of course, Dune. Okay. We're gonna play by my own rules and say that I get to put 1 back. So I'm gonna pull 1 more, and if I want to read it more than Dune, this is going back in the jar. Because I don't want to commit to trying to read Dune right now. So let's try again. I swear that's the only time it's gonna happen. Maybe like 1 per video. What do you think? Is that allowed? Is that okay? Because I can't do Dune right now. Can't. All right, let's do this one. Oh no. Marigold, like this golden color. Yeah, it's historical. Okay. Okay. What is it? What is it? A Countess Below Stairs. I have no idea what this is. Okay, let me go find it. I just ran all over my house. It was on the shelf in the basement. A Countess Below Stairs by Eva Ibbotson? Is that what you would say? And on the back, it says, I'm literally out of breath for running down the stairs and up back again. It says, an improper romance. After the Russian Revolution turns her world topsy-turvy, Anna, a young Russian countess, has no choice but to flee to England. Penniless, Anna hides her aristocratic background and takes a job as a servant in the household of the esteemed Westerholm family, armed only with an outdated housekeeping manual and sheer determination. Desperate to keep her past a secret, Anna is nearly overwhelmed by her new duties, not to mention her instant attraction to Rupert, the handsome Earl of Westerholm. To make matters worse, Rupert appears to be falling for her as well. Oh no. As their attraction goes stronger, Anna finds it more and more difficult to keep her most dearly held secrets from unraveling. And then there's the small matter of Rupert's beautiful and nasty fiancée, ... Okay. That sounds more like what I would be in the mood for than this. So I'll give it a shot. Sounds like a historical romance. So yeah, I will be reading A Countess Below Stairs. And hopefully it won't take that long because like the margins are huge. I don't know if that shows on like, if you can really tell on camera, but there's big text and huge margins. So, ooh, and it's like pretty floppy. I like that. All right, so yes, this is what I will be reading, and I will check in when I have an update. And just so we know, Dune is going back in for next time. So I just sat down to start A Countess Below Stairs. Like, the first time I'm opening the book. What are these words? What is a Tintoretto? A Titian? Titian? A Scythian gold under glass? Like, what are these words? Am I too stupid for this book? it is currently 4:21 a.m. and I just got home from dropping my husband off at the airport. He has a business trip Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. And so I'm on my own. And it's a little weird because we've been together for over 10 years now. And I don't think we've been apart for more than like one night in like 9 years. And now we have the dog, and Cooper's never been without one of us even for one night. So we're gonna see how this goes. He seems to have a little bit of anxiety to begin with, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see if he handles it okay, like overnight without one of us. Hopefully he does okay, but it's also kind of bad timing because we were both on vacation last week. I look super sleepy, like the lighting and no makeup and the fact that I am super sleepy. But last week we were on vacation, so we were both home all day. Well, not all day, every day, but like we were with him every day for most of the day for the past like 9 days. My husband, I think like 9 or 10 days. Me a little bit less because I had to work the weekend. But so he's going from having both of us with him constantly to only having one of us and not during work hours. So he's going from being with us to being alone a lot more. And then when he's not alone, it's still only going to be me. So we're going to see how it goes. Wish me luck. I've never dealt with this before because I've never owned a dog. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm currently waiting for my coffee to brew. I have leftover pancake from yesterday. We went to breakfast at this restaurant. The pancakes were the size of dinner plates. They were huge. And so I'm actually eating my husband's leftovers. I ate pancakes 3 times yesterday. I had them for breakfast, I had them for lunch, and I had them for dessert. So like it took me 3 times to finish my pancakes. And my husband ate them twice yesterday, and he didn't have time to finish. Like he was not in the mood for pancakes 3 times in one day. So I have a little bit of his left. He got Reese's pancakes. I'm excited. But yeah, and then unfortunately I have to get ready for work. I don't want to go. I don't want to go back. I'm not ready. Now that the week is over, I finally feel rested and ready to enjoy my vacation, and now it's over. But I did do a decent amount of reading, since that's kind of what you guys are here for, right? I did do a decent amount of reading. I read Serpent on the Wings of Night. I finished it. It was really good. Did I give it 5 stars? Did I give it 4.5? I think I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. It had pretty much everything that I like in a book. And while I don't think it was necessarily like perfect, the enjoyment level was there to make it a 5-star book for me. I really liked our 2 main characters. I think it was good that they had the friend there as kind of like, she lightened it up a bit. Why did I think it would be a good idea to try to put together eloquent thoughts at 4:30 in the morning before coffee? But yeah, I really enjoyed that book. I loved it. I was reading huge chunks of it at a time. That wasn't even for this vlog, so why am I talking about that book? I am currently, I believe, 115 pages into A Countess Below Stairs. It's good. It's not like my favorite thing ever. It's a little wordy, and sometimes I feel like the sentences don't really make sense. But in general, I'm enjoying it. I like the story so far. We are just getting to the point. So we know our main character. We know our main male character. We are just getting to the part where we're meeting his fiance. So I feel like the story is going to start picking up. Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop rambling. My coffee finished brewing. I'm going to go drink that. And then, unfortunately, I need to get ready for work. But, okay, I will check in when I've read some more. I think I'm like 30% through the book, if we are going by percent. So I'll do another check-in maybe halfway. We'll see. Okay, so coming to you from the floor because the coopster stole my seat. I am here with a little bit of a reading update. I managed to read 50 pages during my sprints, so I think I'm pretty much officially halfway through my book. I am going to try to read a little bit more tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to have like the brain capacity for it. Like I said, 50 pages is good for the day. If that's all I read, that's fine. In terms of adulting things that I have to do, I need to go outside and like bring in the trash cans, but I don't want to go outside again because it's so hot. But it has to be done, so I might as well do it sooner rather than later. And I also wanted to throw in a load of laundry today. I need to wash towels, and I did not do that for some reason. There was no reason. I said for some reason, but there was no reason. There was no reason for me not to just throw those in this morning and just get it done this morning, but I just didn't. So, those are my two adulting things. I need to put together dinner. I think I'm going to have the same thing that I had last night. It's shaved asparagus, and you saute them with shallots, and then you mix it with arugula. I used an arugula spinach blend, but it doesn't really matter. Arugula, tomato, goat cheese, and like lemon juice, and then like a little bit of salt and pepper if you want, and then you top it with a couple of fried eggs. Although I did have egg this morning, like I had my omelet this morning for breakfast, so I don't know if I want to have more eggs tonight. But it's too late to like cook the other meal that I had in mind. I was planning on doing that tomorrow. So maybe I'm just going to have a bunch of eggs today. Who knows? My cholesterol was okay last time I went to the doctor, so I think it's fine. All right, so I'm going to do that. Like I said, I might try to read a little bit more tonight. If I do, I will let you know. If not, just assume that I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole and spent my evening watching YouTube and playing games on my phone. Hi. I know it's only been a couple seconds for you, but I am going to welcome myself back to the vlog. It has been a minute or two or three since I updated this vlog, but I came in to say I finished A Countess Below Stairs, and it wasn't a new favorite, but considering I don't read a whole lot of historical, I enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time with it, but I think it's pretty solidly in the 3-star range for me. So in this book, we're following an exiled countess who had to escape Russia because of war, maybe World War I. It takes place in like 1915, 1920, somewhere in there. My history is not great, and if you can't tell, you might not be able to, but I am actually sick right now, so my head is very fuzzy. So details are kind of eluding me right now. But somewhere around that time period. Also, please don't mind Cooper. He always chooses, as soon as I turn on the camera, to chew on like his loudest toys. So I'm sorry if that's super loud. But yeah, so she's running from Russia. She runs to England with her family. Unfortunately, along the way, they lost all of their wealth. So this young countess has to get a job as a maid at an estate run by an earl who is not necessarily interested in running it, but because of a promise that he made his deceased older brother, he, needs to keep this estate running. It was a good time. It was fun while I read it. It was witty. The storytelling style was also witty. And if you like historical fiction, I would definitely say give it a try. Like, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read. But like I said, it was pretty much solidly a 3-star. Like, I probably won't think about it again after this. And because of that, I will probably be unhauling this. The point of this whole vlog series is to simplify my shelves. I, at one point in my life, was very much in a headspace where I was like, I want a huge library. I don't even care what books are in it. I just want to own tons of books. Like, I want Belle's library, like every, reader. But now, especially in the house that I'm in, it's definitely for me going to be quality over quantity. So this is the type of book, like a 3-star book that was good while I was reading it, but I'll probably never think about it again. I definitely wouldn't reread it. This is the type of book that will probably get taken off of my shelves and unhauled, so that someone who might enjoy it will get a chance to read it. But with that being said, it is now time to choose my next book. This will be the last one for this vlog. Today is July 29th. I actually wanted this vlog to go up yesterday and I still have to read a whole book potentially. So this will be the last book for this vlog. I definitely didn't want to do less than 3 though. So even though the first one was a DNF. So I will be doing one more book for this vlog and then we'll just see. Whenever it goes up, I guess. I already have 2 other videos filmed, so if it has to get put off for a while, I already have content to put out. So hopefully it won't take me as long as this. Sorry, backtracking again. The only reason this got finished now is that I felt so garbagey yesterday that I did nothing but sit on the couch and I read almost 200 pages of this book yesterday. Like, I read all of this yesterday. So I basically read half of this book yesterday, which for me is pretty much unheard of. I do not read 190 pages in one day ever. Mind you, the text is pretty big, the margins are pretty big. So, I mean, it wasn't too much reading, but that's the only reason I finished it, is because I felt too sick to do anything else. So, okay, let's pick. I'm really hoping for something, quick, short, easy to read. I don't think it would be super interesting if I got another DNF in this video, and I still don't want Dune. So, let's go. Let's dig down deep. I'm not looking. I have no idea what I'm pulling. I think I just dropped some. This one. Okay, so this kind of like lime green is miscellaneous. So it's everything like lit fic, contemporary fiction, all that kind of stuff. So this could go any way, anyhow. What is this? Okay, Dance, Dance, Dance. All right, this is Haruki Murakami, and I believe it's downstairs. So let me go grab that. Dance, Dance, Dance. All right. Running up and down the stairs, man. Okay. Dance, Dance, Dance by Haruki Murakami. I bought this way back in the day. It has a Borders sticker on it, which means it is from before Borders closed. 2005. It looks like it says 1/20/2005. But I could be wrong because it's very, it's barely you can see anything. But I was studying cultural and linguistic anthropology when I was in college. That's why I work at a bakery now. But I had a concentration in East Asian studies. So basically anything that had to do with like Chinese, Japanese, anything like that culture, I was very into. So I bought a bunch of translated fiction translated from those languages. And then I never read any of them because I was too busy reading untranslated works for school to read translated fiction for fun. Um, but I have since heard some stuff about Haruki Murakami. He's definitely not for everyone, but we'll see how I feel, I guess. It says, in this propulsive novel... Cooper, you gotta do that right now, bud? It's very loud. In this propulsive novel, one of the most idiosyncratically brilliant writers at work in any language fuses science fiction, the hard-boiled thriller, and white-hot satire in a new element of the literary periodic table. My brain already hurts. Okay, as he searches for a mysteriously vanished girlfriend, Haruki Murakami's protagonist plunges into a wind tunnel of sexual violence and metaphysical dread in which he collides with call girls, plays the chaperone to a lovely teenage psychic, and receives cryptic instructions from a shabby but oracular sheep man. Dance 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 is a tenth poignant and often hilarious ride through the cultural Cuisinart that is contemporary Japan, a place where everything that is not up for sale is up for grabs. Okay, well, that's a little troubling, and that paired with the fact that this was written, or I don't know if it was written in, but yeah, it looks like it was written in 1988 or 1994, 1995. There's a lot of dates on here, and I don't know which one is the actual like original published date, but it's old, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so let me read this. It is, can you tell I'm not super excited about this? This was not the pick that I was hoping for. I wanted something light and fun and not this. 393 pages. So, wish me luck. I really don't want another DNF for this video, but I also don't want to put myself in a reading slump trying to finish this. So, I'll check in with you when I've read a little bit and have some actual opinions formed. Okay, so it is a couple days later and I am back to report on this. And my report is no. I got 40% through this. I didn't even mark it in the book. I got the audiobook because I could not read this with my eyes. I was struggling so much that I decided to switch to the audiobook, and I got 40% in, and I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not. I was really hoping that I would like it because I wanted to read more than one book fully for this video, but instead I just got a bunch of DNFs. So that's kind of setting the tone for this series, I think, where I am trying to make my bookshelves reflect my taste a little bit better. I have a feeling that a lot of the books, and like the whole point is that a lot of the books don't fit my tastes, and they were just books that I acquired from here, there, and everywhere. I have a feeling that that's going to be the case for a lot of this series. It's just going to be me DNFing things and getting rid of them as my shelves reflect, as I attempt to make my shelves reflect my taste a little bit better. Sorry, my bookshelf down here is all disheveled, so I got distracted. So that's a no. If you are curious about what Dance 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 is about, I'm not really sure. So we are following our main character, who I believe is nameless, at least at the point that I read 40% through the book. I don't believe he had a name. And he starts at this hotel, and apparently I was a little confused because I thought the girl he was there with was like his girlfriend or something, but apparently he was at this hotel with a sex worker, and he goes away, or he like lives in Tokyo. The hotel is in Sapporo, which is like northern Japan, and he goes to Sapporo for business, and he goes back to this hotel, or he like makes a reservation at this hotel, and the hotel is different. And one of the people that works at the hotel tells him like, hey, there's something weird going on here, like let's meet and talk about it. And that was the gist of the plot, I guess. I feel like it's about this hotel changing, but there was also a part where this sex worker was in a film with like a fellow student in middle school who is now an actor, starred in a film with this woman. And where it got a little weird is he watched this movie 4 times and really only paid attention to this sex scene that his former classmate and the sex worker that he met at this hotel were in. And then what really kind of drew the line for me, I guess, or made me really just like, I don't necessarily want to read this book, was there was also an unrelated, well, it was sort of related, but also kind of unrelated plot with a 13-year-old girl who he had to drive home or like fly with home from Sapporo to Tokyo. And our main character is like 33, 34, something like that. And he was making comments about how beautiful this 13-year-old girl was. And if he was 15 or whatever, he would be into this girl. And in general, they just have kind of an uncomfortable dynamic going on, which I don't see how it related to the hotel. And it could be said like, yeah, you only read 40% of the book. Of course, you don't know how these things relate. I didn't want to put myself through 400 pages of that, like another 60% of this book where things weren't really making sense. I'm familiar with Japanese media. I'm familiar with the fabulism and like the magical realism-esque type things that are not really necessarily considered magical realism. They're just more like fabulism, I guess. I understand. I get it. I know. I was a Japanese minor. I have experienced a lot of Japanese media. I just can't do it. This is not for me. So yeah. Let's recap. So the first pick that I picked out of the jar was Kushil's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. I had already started this back in the day when I first got it. And I had made it halfway through. This time I made it 50 pages in and I just could not do it. There was sexual violence against children. There was regular violence against children. And I just couldn't get past it. Like, I knew it was in there because, like I said, I had read half of this book before in the past, but I think I'm just a little bit more critical now than I was back then, and I'm just not interested anymore. So I am getting rid of 3 books. So that brings our total to 3. Then I read A Countess Below Stairs, and this one I did finish. I gave it 3 stars, so it's not a new favorite, and I probably will be unhauling it. I know that I already did talk about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically we are following a Russian countess who was forced to leave Russia and move to England during a war. They had to escape to England, where she became a servant, like a maid, to an earl who owned a dying estate. Cute, pretty good, not my normal genre, but for the time that I was reading it, I did enjoy it, and it was a quick read. So I am unhauling it, but I gave it 3 stars and I did enjoy it. And if you like historical fiction, historical romance, I would recommend it. So I know that might be a little confusing, but I did enjoy it. And Dance Dance Dance, I got 40% through this, and I just told you about it, so I'm not going to tell you again. But I will be unhauling this, as well as Norwegian Wood, which is another book that I have by Haruki Murakami, as well as, if I find any more, I feel like I bought more by this author back in the day. If I find any more, they will be going directly into the unhaul pile, but for now, that is 2 more. So, in total, for episode 1 of Simplify the Stacks, I am getting rid of 6 books. So far so good. I started with around 150. I'm not sure exactly the total number I'm starting with, but I'm just gonna say it's around 150, getting rid of 6, so I should be around 144. If you want me to, I will do an actual count and get like a solid number, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna say I started at 150, now I'm down to 144 because I'm hauling 6 books. So, not too bad for episode 1. I'm excited. I think that is great movement on the shelves. Don't mind Cooper's tail. He's up in the window. But let me know what you thought about this. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing more episodes. This is something that I am kind of doing, hi buddy, for myself, so there will be more episodes just to keep me motivated. But definitely let me know what you think and how often you edit your bookshelves. like how often you do unhauls and stuff. I find it very hard to unhaul books without giving them a chance, which is why I feel like this format will work better for me than just doing regular unhauls, or even like when I tried to do These Books Will Self-Destruct and stuff. At the end of the time, if I didn't pick up the books, I had a hard time letting go. So I think this is a success for me. I hope it continues being a success. And yeah, that'll do it for episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!